We are promising the people of Malawi change. Change.
The dawn of multi-party dispensation in the country did not just bring political plurality, it also brought a new interaction between politicians and the public. After being elected as president of Malawi, Bakile Molozi invented a new style of interaction when he turned himself into a Father Christmas. He would give out cash to people attending his political rallies or those who made his presidential motorcade. The gesture was perceived as an act of generosity. But according to Chancellor College political lecturer Ernest Tindwa, this disguised charity was a political tool aimed at building Molozi's relationship with the masses in order to secure their support for him and his party, the United Democratic Front, UDF.
You have a patron and a client who engage in exchanges. Now, the patron is what you would call somebody who is powerful, and the client maybe who is subordinate. So there is a kind of a symbiotic relationship where the patron provides some incentives like material or financial incentives to the client, and the client in turn provides support to the patron. Now, in the context of Malawi, the patron normally are what you would call politicians. For instance, the president, it could be the minister, it could be the regional governor, it could be the district governor. At their own levels, they are patron. Now, their existence as patrons or as presidents or as ministers or as regional governors or as these governors depends on the support of the lower people. So they need the support of the lower people in order to secure the loyalty of the people who they need their support. They provide incentives like material or financial. It could be business opportunities. That's basically what patronage means. We are talking about two parties who engage in an exchange process. One provides incentives, the other one provides support. Now, we need to be clear here. When we talk about clients can be individuals, can it be business interests, can it be groups, can it be any grouping that has a political support to a patron.
After the elections in 1994, political support was polarized along tribal, regional, and religious lines. Molozi realized that to win over an ethnically diverse population, he needed to accommodate the interests of powerful elites and establish a client base. This can partly be blamed for the economic and political marginalization of the northern region and the subsequent development of the southern and central regions. By and by, political patronage led to the monetization of politics in order to boost one's support. Consequently, according to President for People's Progressive Movement (PPM) Mark Katsonga, this has led politics to be a very expensive venture.
There is a lot of chaos on the political scene. There is heavy stealing of tax money. And I can assure you now that all the stealing of money is because people want to survive in politics. They have no alternative but steal our tax money, and at an opportune time start flashing it to us as if he's a good guy on the scene. That is killing Malawi. That is killing Malawi.
Ironically, the interests of the powerful elites are in most cases inconsistent with those of their common people. Whereas the general population is more concerned with infrastructure development, such as good roads, hospitals, and schools, the elites are more interested in endeavors such as position of power, high-paying jobs, and opportunities for corruption. Through such a structure, the ruling party keeps its supporters happy and the network running. Realizing the damage that this culture has had on the nation for 2 decades of Malawi's democracy, voices are growing to outlaw handouts in order to detach politics from money and level the playing field. Kizito Tentani is the executive director for the Center for Multi-Party and Democracy.
Our campaign was not like empty or just talking about this being a negative or a bad development, but we thought there has to be legislation that actually prohibits people from dishing out resources. So what we did was to include that issue in the bill, the political parties bill that we are championing, to emphasize that the giving of handout is actually an offense that is punishable in law. So we are championing that. We are championing the inclusion of that clause so that if it passes, the question of handouts should actually be illegal.
The fact that ruling parties co-opt allies from different religious and ethnic factions by giving them positions of power, privilege and influence in government, they create a bridge and hedge themselves in. Here Kasonga proposes that the public should own the parties and let the government fund them to break this vicious culture of political patronage.
I, for one, if I have to be fair with my country, getting money from members is the best. But the question is, how many people believe if you're a member of a party, you have to contribute to that party? Everybody in Malawi looks upon leaders to finance their political parties. That's why you will find that parties are personal properties to a certain extent. They are family-owned and they are individual-owned. All that is because of the money issue. If Malawians simply decide to change this format, then we can now say we are in a multi-party system. Because now I don't even believe we're in a multi-party system.
Going forward, the nation needs to adopt measures that can end this vice of political patronage and reduce the public's vulnerability to exploitation. This would boost their ability to effectively participate in politics and be able to check the self-serving behavior of political elites and bureaucrats. For Times, this is Whiton Kapasule reporting.